DevLog 164, still in relation to making the vehicle drivable at high speed. So starting off with a simple configuration of a simple drive hinge and steering hinge. But at the moment it's only, I'm still working on the rear, and even though in this model, the rear, sorry, what I'm saying is the rear is also, it has also steering hinge constraints, so it's very hard to control. So yeah, steering hinge constraint and wheel constraint. So that was pretty much like simple as that, steering and wheel. So the wheel turns the wheel with the hinge constraint, and the steering turns the, yeah, that's the hinge of the steering. So anyway, that I have tested this previously, and that seems to be stable at high speed. Now I have added this accessories, pretty much just to make it as if the vehicle is driven using this shaft. Oh, sorry, got a phone. Yeah, continue. So the transmission is consist of universal joint that joins this propeller shaft to the hub, and at the other end it joins to the transmission at this point, which is parallel to the other two links to the suspension. So yeah, so at the moment the drive is still done at the hub, not the transmission. What I'm going to do before testing it on the vehicle, I'm just going to make a duplicate. This is what I normally do. Make it put anchor and then just run it. Okay, so in this edit the grouping. Okay, not only the grouping, this transmission is not hooked. Let me try. Why is this? Okay, this transmission weld constraint should be between, yeah, it is linked to that, and this is, how do I view the weld? Let me run this again. What was dropped? So this was dropped as if it's not linked anymore between this and... It's gonna take me a while to figure it out. I figured out that what was missing was another hinge that's supposed to be supposed to be linking between this end of propeller shaft to the transmission. In this I model it as gears. So there are outer gear and inner gear. Outer gear is linked to what I should say is that the outer gear has an attachment, and that's represent the link to the transmission, and hooking to that is a gear that attached to the end of the propeller shaft, and in turn it is linked with another attachments that are linked with what was that? Sorry. Prismatic constraint. Can't see that on the tree. So yeah, that's between the transmission and the hub. It is linked with prismatic constraint, so they can have a different length. Here I am inspecting my work. From the look of it, the links has been connected correctly, the wheel spins correctly, but the patch seems to be wrong. I've tried to make the cylinder a bit wider than the previous, so that may be the cause why the rear seems to be turning left and right. So pull to the left and right of the tires. So it looks to me as though I was doing that. I have increased the width of the cylinder, so that's probably the cause. Here I'm just checking whether the hinges are working correctly. So from here the hinge should have been parallel to the top and bottom control arms. Yeah, I will move the link to the transmission out so they are parallel. I doubt that was the reason why this wheel is becoming unstable. I've made the changes, narrowed down the width of the cylinders for the tires so the patch doesn't switch in and out anymore. And now you can see that it managed to get to higher speed, and the constraints of the prismatic constraint was violated. So what I'm gonna do next is to replace that prismatic constraint. It's obviously doesn't work at high velocity. Yeah, that's what I found so far. So that's it for this devlog. Thank you very much for watching.